Good afternoon everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Get Your Cook On with Teresa and Scott, also known as the Mick Joe Show. Thanks so much for all the views and all the comments from last week. Chocolate eclairs, they were delightful, they did not last very long at all. Today's recipe may have a similar shelf life in our house, unfortunately.
So this week we are going to be making cinnamon rolls, and for anyone that's had a Cinnabon, they are better than a Cinnabon. They're delicious, so I don't think they'll last for very long either.
This is the second time during lockdown that we've cooked these. The pictures were on Google Plus week 1, I think, but we thought, you know, they're so good we might as well show you how you actually make them. So step 1 is to make the dough. There's only 6 ingredients for the dough, so it's fairly straightforward. There is strong white flour or bread flour, there's melted butter, egg, granulated sugar, milk and a packet of yeast. So get a big bowl. This is probably going to be best if you can make it in a stand mixer. So if you've got your stand mixer bowl, empty the bowl, or empty the milk into the bowl. That's been preheated to about 170 degrees Fahrenheit. The heat in the milk is there to activate the yeast. Tip the yeast in on top of that and give it a stir through. Once that's combined, the milk and the yeast, pop in the eggs. That's 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. Granulated sugar and the melted butter. And again, just give that a stir to combine everything. Once that's all combined, it's time to add your flour. All just goes in one go, doesn't need to be sifted. And then stir it with your wooden spoon until the dough begins to form. Okay, so there's everything combined. You can see the dough has started to form on that. Now it's time to let electricity do its magic. Save your muscles. Over to the stand mixer, there's a dough heat in there already. Pop it down. You're looking for a medium speed, about 3.5. And it helps if you plug it into the mains. Right, that's the dough, had 8 minutes in the stand mixer. Now needs to be prepared for its first prove. So it's going into a bowl which has been lightly oiled with vegetable oil. Pop the dough in there. A bit of cling film over the top. Pop it somewhere nice and warm in your house. Your proving time will be between 1 hour and 1.5 hours. It will depend on the humidity and the temperature of your own house. But check it after an hour and you're looking for it to basically double in size.
So once the dough has had its first prove and it's doubled in size, you want to tip it out onto a well-floured surface, and we're looking to roll it out to approximately 9 by 14 or about 1/4 of an inch thick. Now that our dough is rolled out, we want to take our softened butter and spread it over the surface of the dough, but leaving about 1/4 of an inch with no butter at the far away side, or the side that you're going to roll into. Now that we've buttered all over the dough, we're going to mix together our dark brown sugar and our cinnamon. And we're just going to sprinkle that all over the surface of the dough. Once you've sprinkled out the dough, if you just by hand just rub the sugar mixture into the butter so that you cover all of the surface of the dough. Okay, so now we're going to get our dough and we're going to roll it into a tight swirl. So we're now just going to cut the roll into 9 equal slices. Now we're going to take our slices, and we've got a 9 by 9 inch cake tin which we've lined with baking paper, and we're just going to pop the slices into there in 3 rows.
So while the buns are on their second prove, we're just going to make the frosting, cream cheese vanilla frosting. Really simple, only 4 ingredients, and it tastes fantastic. One of my favourite things to eat. So put all the ingredients into your stand mixer. So that's the icing sugar. You want to have the beater attachment on for this step. Vanilla essence. And then the cream cheese and the butter. It doesn't take too long, and you just want to get it nice and smooth so that all the butter has been broken up and spread through the cheese. Don't overdo it. As I say, it doesn't take too long, and it should be nice and shiny and smooth looking.
Okay, so they've been in for about 22 minutes, so we're just going to take them out of the oven.
Okay, so they've been cooling now for about 10 minutes. They're still quite warm, but it is the best time to frost them. You will find that it makes a lot of frosting, but anyone that's had a Cinnabon before, or a proper cinnamon roll from a nice bakery, knows that they are usually absolutely covered in stuff, and it probably is my favourite part of it anyway. So they should more or less just tear apart when you want to take one out. And there we have one. All ready to eat. With a cup of tea. Right, so that's our cinnamon buns. Hope you've enjoyed watching us make them. They really are one of my favourite things to eat. I love a good cinnamon bun, and these are the best cinnamon buns. If you give it a go yourself, then I'd love to see your pictures, and likewise if you've cooked anything that we've posted so far, I'd love to see those pictures too. Give it a +1, give it a comment, and we'll see you next week. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah! Gaff. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of Get Your Cook On with Scott and Teresa. That's not right. This week we are going to be cooking.
What are we cooking?
So stage 1 is making the dough. There's only 5 ingredients. There's 6. Take it over to your stand mixer and let electricity do the work for you. You've got a dough hook in there. Pop it down. So that's at 8 minutes now. Right, that's at 8 minutes in the stand mixer. So the dough is nicely kneaded.
It won't open!
It's a white, not a +1.
It's a +1 on Google.
It's a Google Plus post.